Welcome to part 3 of our series, SharePoint, Beyond Document Management. I'm Brian Larson, Chief Creative Officer at Superior Consulting Services. In this video, we're going to deal with the question, where does this go? In our organizations, we have data that doesn't fit into any of our existing business systems. This data is often captured in Excel spreadsheets or text files on shared drives, or worse yet, on someone's personal laptop, so that it leaves the premises every evening. SharePoint lists give us a way to capture this information in a structured and secure environment. SharePoint lists provide business value by giving us a structured mechanism for data entry and retrieval. They also enforce structure and validation on the data that is entered. They allow us to incorporate levels of security around that data, who can enter the data versus who can view it versus who cannot see it at all. And they allow us to facilitate sharing of that data for import into other applications or for reporting purposes. Let's go ahead and take a look at a demo of SharePoint lists created by SCS consultant Travis Thompson. This demo is being done through SharePoint Online. A couple of the lists that we're going to create in this demo will utilize data that comes from tables in databases that exist on-premise within our line of business systems. So we've already set up the secure means to access data from those tables on our on-premise systems. We're going to begin by creating an external list. This is a SharePoint list that pulls data from another source, in this case, one of these on-premise tables. We're going to pull data from our list of employees. The newly created SharePoint list will query the on-premise employee table and pull in all of the employee information. You can see that a number of columns were included in the data that was pulled from this employee table. This is a little bit overwhelming and more data than we want to make available to our end users. So we'll go ahead and modify the default view of this new list and only include the columns that we would like to expose to our users. Once we have all of the columns unchecked that we don't want to provide to our users, we'll move down here and set the default sort order for this list. We'll set that as the last name. And once that is selected, we can go ahead and click OK to save our changes to the default view of this custom list. And there we have it, a little nicer list with just the information that we want to provide to our users. And note also that the list is sorted in last name order. Go ahead and create a second list now. This will be a custom list that we'll create entirely from scratch. So we'll go ahead and enter the name for our new list. The list is created with a single field in it, which is called title. And that's not going to be of too much use for us. So the first thing that we're going to want to do is to add some additional columns to this SharePoint list. So we'll go ahead and modify the list. And the first column that we're going to add is a person or group column. This column will allow us to select an existing person or group from the users that are defined for SharePoint. Next, we're going to add a column for email address. This is a predefined column that knows how email addresses should be formatted and provides validation accordingly. Finally, we're going to add another column for the phone number. We'll keep this as a text column, a text entry, but we will set it for a maximum length of 14 characters to accommodate a phone number with the dashes. We've got our list definition complete, so we'll go ahead and enter some information into our new custom list. We've got the title, the name, and then we'll go ahead and enter an email address, and finally a phone number. We're going to create one more SharePoint list. This is going to use the tasks template. We're going to create a sales task list. We'll go ahead and give that list a name, creating it from the task list template. And we're going to modify the list and add another column to it. This column is going to pull its data from another one of those on-premise tables. This on-premise table provides a list of the customers for our company. So we will create a customer column pulled from the external customer table. And we'll also go ahead and make that new column a required column when users go ahead and create an entry in this task list. With our definition complete now, we'll have the user enter a task. We provide a name for the task, and then we enter the start date and end date. We have some nice pop-up calendars there that allow us to enter that information. We select an existing salesperson from the predefined users, and there's our list of customers that we're pulling from our on-premise table. We'll pick a customer and save that sales task to the SharePoint list. If you'd like more information about or assistance with SharePoint, please email scs@teamscs.com or visit our website at www.teamscs.com.